Apple has released iOS 15.4 Beta 1 to developers and public beta users. With this version, the company is finally testing the ability to use Face ID with a mask. Here's everything you need to know about this upcoming feature. Just after you update your iPhone to iOS 15.4, a new prompt screen will appear explaining the new Use Face ID with a Mask feature. Even though Apple actively gives users this new option, the company let its customers know that Face ID is most secure Wi-Fi full face recognition only. Face ID is most accurate when it's set up for full face recognition only. To use Face ID while wearing a mask, iPhone can recognize the unique features around the eye to authenticate. How Face ID with a mask works. What's the difference between Apple Watch Unlock and this new feature? With iOS 15.4, set to be released in the coming months, users will be able to use Face ID with a mask. As Apple explains, the TrueDepth system tries to recognize the unique features around the eye to authenticate your face. With the Apple Watch Unlock, on the other hand, the TrueDepth system only searches for the mask. So, if the system gets the mask and the user is wearing an Apple Watch, the iPhone is automatically unlocked. This is why Apple brings users the ability to lock the iPhone using the Apple Watch to avoid unintended false authentications. As explained above, since the TrueDepth system is actively scanning your face, Apple allows Face ID to authenticate third-party apps access and even Apple Pay usage. If you are used to unlocking your iPhone while wearing a mask with Apple Watch, you know that it's not possible to open a bank app, WhatsApp, and other applications that use facial recognition authentication. Now, with iOS 15.4 and this new feature, you can use your iPhone as you weren't wearing a mask. Not only Apple is making it possible to use facial recognition with a mask, but it's also improving Face ID with glasses. The company explains. Using Face ID while wearing a mask works best when it's set up to recognize each pair of glasses you wear regularly. Face ID with a mask doesn't support sunglasses. Since setting up facial recognition with a mask requires the TrueDepth system to analyze only your eye area, it wouldn't make sense if this part is covered with sunglasses. This feature is available after you set up facial recognition with a mask. Device compatibility: iPhone, Apple Watch, and iPad. To use Face ID with a mask, users don't need an Apple Watch, but there's a catch with device compatibility as Apple is only bringing this feature to iPhone 12 users or newer. The company doesn't explain why, but iPhone 10, XR, XS, and 11 owners won't be able to take advantage of this function. With iOS 15.4, here are the users that can use Face ID with a mask: iPhone 12, iPhone 12 Pro, iPhone 13, iPhone 13 Pro. For those who have a 2018 iPad Pro or M1 iPad Pro, I'm sorry to inform you that as Beta 1 of iPadOS 15.4, Apple didn't change how Face ID works on its tablets. Which means no improvements regarding wearing glasses or a mask. In the same way, the company doesn't let you unlock your iPad Pro with the Apple Watch. You also can't take advantage of this iOS 15.4 feature on your iPad. How to use Face ID with a mask. After first installing iOS 15.4, in beta for now, you'll see a splash screen to set up Face ID with a mask on iPhone 12 or 13. If you initially chose Set Up Later, head to Settings, Face ID and Passcode. Use Face ID with a mask to get back to the feature and toggle it on. Follow the prompts to re-register your face to use with a mask if you're wearing glasses for the first scan. iOS will ask you to remove them for the second if you're not currently wearing glasses but do sometimes. You'll see Add Glasses button after getting the feature set up. With iOS 15, Apple is taking up to 6 weeks with every major update. While the company doesn't specify a time frame, and iOS 15.4 is bringing several new features. It will take some time until all users can take advantage of all new functions. Later last year, Apple said that universal control would arrive in the spring. Since this feature is available with Beta 1 of iPadOS 15.4, the company has at least a 2-month window to release version 15.4 of its operating system. Which means that the best option to use Face ID with a mask now is to download the public beta version of iOS. Thank you for watching. If you find it useful, please like and subscribe to the channel to motivate me to improve more.